Hi guys, welcome back to the Basketball Feed channel. Today we'll be speaking about the Warriors Lakers game and Warriors game plan and Stephen Curry's return. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video. Let's get into it. So Stephen Curry has returned from his runner's knee. He's been out for about a month, and boy, let me tell you something. He went nuclear. I know he was on a minutes restriction. I obviously watched the game. So the plan was 6 minutes at the end of each quarter, which exactly was what happened. But despite that, the Warriors managed to keep it a close game. The Warriors haven't been as good. They've been riddled with injuries of obviously Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler with his ACL is going to be gone for a while, even through next season, and Moody as well doing his knee in. So it has been a really rough patch for the Warriors as of late, but there is some light. Stephen Curry did return this game and he went bonkers. He had 29 on 11, 21 shooting, 5 of 10 from threes, which is very efficient. And he went insane. And something I want to speak about first, before we go into the Stephen Curry stuff, is Draymond Green's will to play with Stephen Curry. This man had 12 assists. He had Hall of Fame done. And let me tell you, like the passes he was making from the backdoor cards were insane. There's something about Stephen Curry that brings out the best in Draymond Green, but nonetheless, this game was insane. KD obviously went off. He had 31. Şengün was a demon in the beast. That's the one issue with the Warriors and their game plans, and Steve Kerr especially. Like the big man stuff. Porzingis was there, but Porzingis fouled out. And the next biggest guy realistically that played was Charles Bassey because obviously Al Horford is injured, and the Warriors really need a big, then desperate need for that connector, someone that can really do something. But nonetheless, Stephen Curry went off. I didn't really expect much because Stephen Curry injury was pretty dire because it came back like he kept on swelling. The pain kept on coming back like constantly. Every time he thought he would come back out, he'd be reevaluated. But let me tell you something. First of all, this dude has aura because as soon as that dude entered the game, they started double teaming that man. No other superstar ever. And second of all, I need to have a word with Adam Silver because till this day, 17 years of Stephen Curry gracing this league with his presence, he's somehow the person with the worst the worst whistle in the league, the superstar with the worst whistle. It is crazy how, the calls are weighed up. I don't know, is it because like Stephen Curry or like they don't really care? Stephen Curry has done a lot for this league. He's not even done, that much to deserve this, treatment. He's done a lot for basketball, in fact, not even the league. But speaking on the game was insane. The Warriors did give up a last minute, lay and Curry did have a chance to win the game, but it didn't really make a difference. The Warriors are stuck in the 10th seed. Now, if you're the Warriors, what do you do? Do you want to realistically, it is nice having Curry back for the playing, but blah, 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 do you realistically want Curry to be risking himself, which is, a very fair statement. Like I know, like if you make the playoffs, you might as well. You're probably gonna play OKC, but do you want, to have that opportunity to actually maybe, I don't want to say they should lose on purpose, but if you lose, it's not the end of the day. The Trailblazers are a good team. I don't really rate them that much, and like if you somehow beat the Trailblazers, you have to go meet either the Clippers or the Phoenix Suns, which is not an easy matchup as all. So like, do you weigh up your options? If you lose a play, and it's not really the end of days. The the team construction stuff can happen from there. You can start building your future. And they have a pick, I'm pretty sure. So maybe they might land a pick. We've seen crazy things, obviously, especially last year with the Dallas Mavericks getting Cooper Flag. But it's been a wild season. The season is coming to its like abrupt end. Like Now, like we're all starting to realize that like oh damn, season's actually like finishing like pretty soon, and there's still about 50 games that still need to be played, but that's with all the teams. But it is crazy. Stephen Curry's return did not disappoint. That man has aura. Yeah, so does KD. So they were going band for band, clutch shot for clutch shot, dagger for dagger. It was an insane game. Hopefully, we see more of this. Hopefully, Curry can stay healthy because it is detrimental that he stays healthy. Because I won't lie, Pajemski, no disrespect to Pajemski, he is hooping, right? Recently, he's been hooping, but the thing with Pajemski is that the reason that Warriors fans do not like Pajemski and the way he operates is because Pajemski is way too inconsistent with his play fully, and his decision making is very much like on the lower end of the bar because sometimes his decision making it feels a bit forced, his movements, his passes, they feel a bit forced, and also Kurt's the switches are just playing him for some reason, like playing him the whole way. I understand he's trying to develop him, but like you need to understand if you can't perform, then you can't really stand your will on the team. And now I guess now it doesn't really matter because the Warriors are the 10th seed. They are probably a lock for the 10th seed, but he still has to learn. He's young and there are opportunities for him, but Kerr also needs to be hard-headed. So I'm this is me, but like I think Kerr has to leave because if he continues making these decisions that are detrimental to the team's performances, then how is this gonna work out in the future when Stephen Curry leaves, The keys were supposed to be Jordan Poole, but Jordan Poole's not here. Now, presumably, it might be James, but you're looking into the future, 28, 29, expansion draft is coming, and the two runner-ups are Seattle Supersonics and the Las Vegas whatever. Supersonics most probably will return, and there's Las Vegas will have a team. I don't know what they'll be called, like the Vipers or something. Las Vegas Money, but which means that two teams from the West have to move to the East. And let me tell you something, Adam Silver, please, Memphis, sure, you can take Memphis. Please take New Orleans, bro. I don't want to see New Orleans in this conference. They can go eat child baby food there, bro. They can all have the time of their lives in in the Eastern Conference because no disrespect to the Eastern Conference, but the Eastern Conference is so like widely ranged that literally anyone can do anything in there. If the Minnesota Timberwolves make the Eastern Conference, they're making the finals for the next 10 years. Granted, Anthony Edwards stays healthy and they have a good team, the Boston Celtics don't, become a thorn in their bush. But that's what I'm saying. Like you need to keep the Minnesota Timberwolves in this conference. The New Orleans Pelicans, I think they're in right, Louisiana. I'm pretty sure it's Louisiana. They're basically in the Eastern Conference. Like more than, in fact, all of the thing, the state is in the Eastern Conference side. So like, just take them there for me, Adam Silver. Please keep Minnesota here. We need the drama. The West provides the drama, and also it'll make you money if you do like that. I don't really like Adam Silver. David Stone was the GOAT, but that is my takes from this game. Speaking of the Warriors record, the Warriors are 36 and 42, and the Trailblazers are 40 and 38. So it is looking unlikely like the Warriors, can make anything. I'm pretty sure they have 4 games left because now the maximum amount of wins they have or they can get is 40. So they can only go 40 and 42. They can't go over 500. It is a very disappointing season, but you know, given the parameters, you can't really do anything about it. The season ended when Jimmy Butler went down. Let's be real. They had a little run, like 4 game streak, 3 game streak. Then Jimmy Butler went down, and that was basically it. Now it's like, what decisions do you make? Do you trade for Giannis? No, they traded for Porzingis. I really hope that we could have traded for Giannis, but Giannis was being a hard head. And I feel like if we couldn't trade for Giannis, keep Kuminga, you know, make up a trade package that, that can suffice the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's be real, Giannis is still one of the best players in the league. So like you can't offer him a bag of crisps. You know what I'm saying? Like Kuminga, Pojemski, a few picks, and some players like Moses Moody. Even though I really do like Moses Moody as a player, I think he has the potential to be a really good role player. And I feel like what sets Moody from players like Pojemski, Kuminga, Jordan Poole is, these players like Kuminga, especially Kuminga, these players might have high ceilings than not Jordan Poole, sorry. They might have higher ceilings than Moses Moody. But the difference with Moses Moody is that his floor is so much more higher. Like his floor is so much more like concrete strong. Like Kuminga's floor is injuries riddled, doesn't really, play that much. But James's floor is inefficiency. Poole's floor is like inefficiency as well, but Jordan Poole's is a bucket. Moses Moody's floor is pretty high and it's pretty like it's really good, 3 and D. He can shoot the three, he can shoot contested threes, he likes the contested threes. He can defend the best wing players on the team, he can drive to the basket, he can make decisions. I feel like that's why Moses Moody is valued so high with the Warriors because he has that ability and his floor, like there's not really margin for error. Whereas like Kuminga is either he's really good or like he's really like inconsistent, he's really bad. Like Moses Moody he has his off nights, but Moses Moody can really like control the tempo and his floor is really high to the point where he's like I don't want to say guaranteed because I want to jinx it, but he's like really a guaranteed good role player at least. But that is enough Warriors talk for today. Thank you guys for watching the videos. The players are coming soon. I'll be making content of that as well. And obviously, the play-in. The play-in is very, interesting tournament because a lot of interesting stuff happened. Last year it was a very good tournament. Hopefully it's the same this year and I can make some videos of that. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.